Yeah, y'all gonna have to carry the topics this week because I think
Man, you see the bullshit I just sent y'all?
Hey, we all got it today.
You see the bullshit? Hey, I'm not even gonna hold y'all, nigga. I'm winging it. Hey, we here.
I feel like I'll just throw some shit out there as I go. Like, it ain't gonna be on our regular topics. I'll just throw some shit.
Hey, that's all right though. We gave the niggas basically almost 3 hours of greatness.
Of heat though. Of heat, bruh. How sick, all right, keep it a beat. How sick have y'all texts and phone calls been this week? I think that's why I mailed it in, honestly. I feel like we arrived last week, man. I'm not. We gave y'all a classic. Leave me alone.
Oh shit! Exactly. So that's how Joe felt.
That's it. See this hat? See this dad hat I got on today?
That's your version, buddy. That's your version. Instead of Miri, my man.
I couldn't get a Miri on the phone, man. So shout out Common Treasures. This is my brother, man. Shout out Common Treasures
for the win.
That's funny.
All right,
that is funny. Lex Bub, how you feel, brother?
Feeling all right.
Let's do it then, man. Let's do it. It's what is it? 4 in, hold 1, and then 4 seconds exhale. That should have changed your life. Today's episode of the Meet the Break podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta. Where if you think the pizza is good, try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does wings like NWP. Order now online for takeout, delivery, and maybe drop the podcast when you get there. Morg may do something special for you. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. But if you go, hey, I listened to the Meet the Break podcast, it's no telling what may happen. Or if you want to just be a real one, order online and donate to a family in need, man. How about that? You know, and just keep it all in the family. Shout out to Northwest Pizza. We love you. Thank you for being our day one sponsor. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Uplifters, Black-owned domino company that is getting ready to announce a special domino pull-up in commemorating the 1 year of Grand Nationals Season 1, twice on Sunday. Information will be announced via Uplifters and Grand National IG accounts, so look out for that. But also, our very own Alexius Franklin, Let's Bubble Productions, is executive producer on their hit series, The Winning Formula. Tap into that right now. Follow Uplifters, no vowels. And as always, their information will be in our description link each week. Today's episode of the Meet the Break podcast is powered by the REEF Studios, Black-owned studio in downtown Oakland, where they specialize in podcasts, voiceovers, multi-tracking music, you name it, it could be done. I think everything except for porn is. Well, no, Lex, can we figure that out? No?
Yeah, we can figure that out. We can do it.
All right. See, at least we can even figure out how to shoot a flick for you. You know what I'm saying? Follow the REEF Studios online on IG right now and DM for your inquiries. Time is filling up because it is summertime and everybody wants to get their music out and their art and their content. So OG Jaren, Brian Simmons, Lucas, myself, we can get it done. Tap in with the REEF Studios today. And last but never, my bad.
I hate to interrupt, but Mani, you might be onto something. Audio porn?
Ooh.
SMR? SRM?
it does exist, huh?
Ain't that what that is?
You know, true that. But they just be doing the sound effects and like the whispering and shit. They don't really take it there.
Nah, but what's the name took it there though? Bro from
Keith Stanfield?
Keith Stanfield.
Oh, he did. Oh shit, that did happen. Okay. Well, we need to brand it then. We trying to expand the network, fellas. I mean,
no, keep it going. Nigga, this got his own subsection. That's like people that love looking at feet all day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mind your business. Why you attacking me?
Imagine sitting next to somebody like on the bark that just listening to audio porn hella loud.
Hey, there's some sickos like that in public.
Wait,
especially if you go to San Francisco because they live their life free.
It's the eyes closed and like just being in a whole nother space though, like really trying to visualize it. Hold on. Let me get this next one out. Y'all wilding today.
bro.
Yo, last but not least.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah, finish this up.
Last and never, ever, ever fucking least. Today's episode of the Meet the Break podcast is powered by Let's Bubble Productions, our very own Alexius Franklin, our co-host, our brother, for making everything visually for MTB look nuts, but also for everybody else. Just a incredible visual storyteller, director, writer, producer, you name it. It can be done. Hit Let's Bubble Productions on IG, follow, and for your video needs, if you want, keep it a beat, man. We got to stop playing. People fully watching the steeds going, man, I want our shit to look like that. And instead of trying to replicate it, just call the nigga to do it. It's that easy. Hit Let's Bubble, man. Let's grow this, because we're all about quality and pushing our people forward and telling these stories with pure excellence. And no one is better than Alexius Franklin and his squad at Let's Bubble Productions. That being said, let's start the show. So Meet the Break podcast. I am Mani Draper.
I am LG.
Lex, B-U-B.
Y'all know how we get it. Checking in with my brothers first. How are y'all feeling, man?
Great, man. Great. Had a great convo with Sissy and Mom just today. Yesterday. I don't even know what day it is anymore, but yeah.
My babies, I love them.
Yeah. And then if y'all haven't already, man, that's what I was about to get to. And I forgot we're still in the middle of the ass part, but the Love on a Spectrum, bro.
Love on a Spectrum.
Watch that shit for me on Netflix. That is my shit.
That title got me shook, G. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, bro, looking at Love on a Spectrum is so great. It's this cat, Michael, that has Asperger's. Oh my God. And the way that his family interacts with him, because they're all great, but Michael is just heads above everybody else, so like how great he is. But this man says shit so straightforward, and like the type of Asperger's, you can focus on one specific thing at a time and like do amazing at it, and then like that. So what he did with his Asperger's was that he learned love. Like he just read up on love over like love and relationships. So this man is like he has all the facts down for what he has planned out for his eventual love interest, but he ain't never been on no date. He ain't never gone through that shit. What? But this man has it mapped out, and the way his mom and his dad just be egging it on, that shit be killing me.
It could all be so simple.
And it was like everybody should have a Michael in their family. It will never be dull.
Love on a Spectrum. I can't wait. So
it's like 5 episodes, but it's great. This man.
I'm definitely tapping into that. Lex Bub, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, man. Your name is bubbling in the street. No pun intended. Your name is bubbling outside, man. What's going on for real? How soon can we start announcing some of these projects, dog?
Man, I'm waiting. But as soon as it do, it's coming here first. I'm gonna be out there like blah, blah.
So the guy we have, is that Sid?
Yep.
Hey Sid.
She looked rough. She just woke up.
Wait. What's up, Sid? Say hi to the pod.
What's going on?
Say hi.
Welcome to the pod.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Happy Sunday. Thanks for saying hi to us.
You're welcome.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Like, man, Dad, why you just gonna put me in the mix like that?
Exactly.
But that that shout out to Sid, shout out to Kendra. Happy belated to my dog, fellow Gemini Kendra. Lex's amazing partner in crime.
Can I ask you one question?
I'll be right back, guys.
No, you good. You good.
Can you still be watching something different today?
How was your weekend, Mani, so far? How long you out there?
You know me. I only buy one ticket at a time. Don't put my business out there like that, man. just one ticket.
As long as you need to be, huh?
Because you know what it is. Depending on what the budget is, you see how much you got left, and then you got to see what the cheapest day to fly back. That's how it works.
Okay. The science,
around.
the math.
Oh, gee, I'm okay. I'm kidding, but I'm kind of serious.
Hmm.
The commitment of a round trip is too much of a commitment for me. So I got some shit to work through.
Oh,
Because
okay.
what if I get there
It comes
and it's
down
lit?
to
And it's lit. Yeah. You want me to leave because I bought a ticket that said I gotta? Are you kidding me?
No, that's rough. That's rough. Especially with who's out. Especially with who's out in Denver, it can make it a little difficult.
Gee, but I've done that where I don't know nobody yet. So
Yeah.
my therapist says we'll get to that eventually. But hey, I'm not buying no round trip. You ain't gonna lock me in. I don't even like the sheets tucked around me.
God,
Don't you constrict my greatness.
It's the commitment issues.
That's it, man. I got shit to work on, man. I'm working now. I'm figuring it out.
They got
Lex
therapy.
Bubble. Do they have therapy?
They got therapy for one-way tickets.
Nigga, I seen a lady on Oprah afraid of mustard. Nigga, they better have a therapist for fucking buying round trip tickets. You kidding me?
Man.
Lex,
she had to talk to Dr. Phil. She had to talk to the other doctors.
No, this is pre Dr. Phil day. So I remember, was who was like, because Oprah been on since what, like 86 or something.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long.
Who you talking about, Geraldo?
It was probably somebody Manny though, but it was a lady that had a phobia of mustard, bro.
That's wild.
And I was just like, damn, anything is possible at that point.
What? She must have read too many Goosebumps books.
Something. Lex Bubble, what you doing, brother? How you feeling, man?
I told you I feel great. Feel good. I see you drinking that good juice.
No,
Starting the day off.
This is emergency. Save yourself. I'm not playing with y'all, man. Are you kidding me? No, sir. No, sir. Nah. It's honestly been one of those reflective weeks. Hella love. I want to send this, like, so many people that just listen to the show reached out with the best birthday wishes to family. Like the shit was kind of wild, man. And more incentive to keep going on the show. Like people, not whatever. I know because I walked away from 159 feeling like a fucking like we had just changed the world or some shit like that. And not because of anything I did. It was just like being there, being present, and then opening the door and putting 4 other great minds in a room together to have a dialogue that rich. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not standing by waiting for nobody to big up nothing, nigga. That shit was amazing, bro. I listened to that and just going, what? Like, how is this even possible? And then I really want to like tell Sita and Britt, like, thank you for showing up the way that they did, and just speaking so candidly and so freely, and especially with how many men listen to our show. Like I feel so bad now in retrospect, G, because it's like niggas don't be around women for real, and it's true because some of them listen to our show, right? So they fully weren't ready for women with that much power, and when I say power, it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's just clarity and form, and you don't have no choice but to shut the fuck up and to follow their lead. And we need more of it. I have my days where I struggle with, our format, and we're in the realm of podcasts, where another podcast with 3 men just giving their topics, but Lex is also a husband and a father. Elle was raised by women. You know what I'm saying? So we do filter it different. So I'm ultimately proud of us for that. But the aesthetic of it, or the idea, or the look, is like, oh, it's just, here's some more guys. And it isn't until people press play and really dive in that they go, oh, this isn't the typical show. So what Britt and Sita allowed from Royal Nation, Conversation with Nation, what they allowed for us to do was to showcase that and interact and have rich dialogue for be put on display. And I'm so grateful for the feedback from the men, more than anything, and just being like, yo, Brett, thank you. I needed that. Now I'm gonna go listen to the show. And Britt does a really good job of just attacking all of the specific conversations that need to be had amongst Black folks as a whole, but it's specifically between Black men and Black women who ain't been giving it up at all in terms of just an actual dialogue. Like we fucking on each other, but we ain't talking for real, you know. So I appreciate her. I'll let her know. Britain almost had a nigga in tears this week, so I'll let her know how grateful for her I am. Sita, love you. You're absolutely fucking a star, and just oh man, I'm just blown away, bro. And grateful. G, thank you for putting that whole play together, man.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It was definitely a great great conversation to have, and I think that I think everybody walked away from that with more insight on both sides.
Yeah.
I love the top. I love the whole thing about just having different words and different ways that you view things, different angles, and yeah, you see it differently between the two. Between men and women, but you also see it like between human beings as well. So between everybody. So that's enough degrees of separation for everyone to not really get a grasp on like what's going on. Because beyond even like men and women and human beings, you have intertwined in there as well, different cultures, like cultural backgrounds where you may see things differently, trauma or things that have taken place in your life or taken place in your parents' lives or up the chain or whatever that can also make you see things differently from different angles. So there's a lot of different moving parts that are in play that makes it so that words don't come across the same way for everyone. So I thought that was a good combo to have.
Man, it's amazing. And as Britt makes her voyage out to the Midwest, want to be clear, and like this isn't the end of like support and collaborating with one another. Like we're gonna really sit down and crack the code on like how to elevate and continue to collab and benefit from driving these conversations forward. Because it's like I'm so grateful to be presenting them to the folks, but I also just learn and so much from that dialogue, but then also from their pod and Britt when it's just conversations with Nation. But Royal Nation, like they just do such a good job of representing a particular Black voice that is hardly ever seen, into my estimation. So salute to y'all. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Spesh too, for always being there and putting those plays together and just seeing it from afar. Like, oh, this needs to happen. Spesh is so tight in that regard, man. So our creative community, our podcast community is just really rich. Rue Shanko and Jane Hancock with DJ Basta, they dropped a song this week. Oh man, and I think y'all gonna appreciate it because it's an ode to some straight Cash Money shit. I'm not gonna ruin it. I just gonna drop that there. That will be in the description link this week. That's all I've been playing. Because Rue he is easily one of the most diverse artists I've ever seen. Like forget just knowing, just ever seen. And so he'll literally go from like a Foo Fighters reference or some any band. Oh, go ahead, G.
Pops, what's happening? You on the podcast right now. Don't say anything that might be damaging.
Well, I'm gonna close my mouth. I'm gonna please the people.
Oh shit. See, my man.
You setting off alerts, huh?
My man set off the emergency call. Go ahead, I'll call him back.
You call him back?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, my bad. You set off the emergency call, man.
What happened?
I said you set off the emergency call.
What you mean?
Yeah, like my phone just started doing a alert. Why you said, well, man, I can't open my mouth.
What's good, huh?
What's good, my Daisy?
Ain't nothing, man. Lex Bub here. You on the pod, man. Don't say nothing crazy, man.
Happy belated birthday to him.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
It's all good, brothers.
What you got?
What's up to y'all? I forgot y'all was on the pod this morning. Get it in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we just got started, so I'll hit you back in a second.
It's all good. All that.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Man, really
Uncle,
set
Uncle, you said what?
That man really set off my emergency.
That's how I go. You gotta fully warn. You've been warned. Yeah, a lot personally didn't really take place. It was just a lot of art for me. I made a lot, but then also listened to a lot. So that's why I wanted to start out with that shout out to Rue Schenkel and Jane Hancock and DJ Basta, Roots and Branches on their single release this week. It's just dope being that close to excellence and watching people, tap it in the way that they did and come up with an excellent record. Go download Gyrate right now. Purchase it. Gee, I had a weird moment where I was like, wait, am I weird for having Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, and then still buying the music too? Like I still buy music, bro, but then buy it digitally and buy the vinyl still. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, you're fully immersed in the I mean, but then again, I can't say anything from my angle because I have all the streaming services. So like for all the like streaming for visual. So for
Oh, okay. So it's not a weird thing. It's just like
I mean, it's kind of the place that we're going. I mean, yours is a little interesting because I think they cross each other, but like the only thing that really crosses for the film is gonna be Amazon. Like I think Amazon needs to have everything, but
yeah.
the only thing I don't have is fucking Disney Plus, but
Yeah, I got it that first week because I wanted to watch Black is King, and then I don't have it anymore.
My shit is bad because I got Amazon, HBO, Hulu, but then also I have like Showtime, and I'm like, why the fuck do I have Showtime? And then I think for a second I had like Stars and shit, and I was like, bro, I don't even watch Power. Like, why the fuck is this on here? So like,
Stars and Epics, and it's like, no, I needed them all. Like, there's a show that comes on.
Specifically, like sometimes, like if you don't have something to watch, you just want to just see what's the hottest thing going on right now, see what's going on with that. But like,
nah. No, that YouTube is whooping me. When YouTube monthly hit, I'm like, bro, why do I pay for this? And then I go on somebody else's YouTube and they got hella ads and shit. I'm like, oh, this is exactly why. Like YouTube really whooped me, bro. Like I'm fully conditioned to not dealing with no ads. Like I could never not subscribe to YouTube, bro. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I am with Hulu, man. I refuse to watch to have access to shows directly on Hulu.
Yeah.
And watch fucking 45-second ad like I'm watching it on TV. Like, well, I would just wait until it comes on TV.
That's it. Yeah, I can power through This Is Us because ain't no ads. You know what I'm saying? I could like
40 minutes of This Is Us is just to put shit out. Like that almost make you not want to watch it the day that it comes out.
Yeah, I'll wait. If I don't got to do commercials, I'll wait. This Is Us. We do have to talk about it because I was behind and I didn't get to see the finale, and now I'm shook. Yeah, that's another conversation. But before we get any further,
this is their last season.
This one coming up, yeah.
Oh wow!
It's a lot of shows. It's their last season. I think this is the last season of Walking Dead. My shit.
Oh man,
it's 24 episodes, but it's last.
But does it count if Walking Dead been on for what season is this? 73.
Shit, I think it's 9 or 10.
Walking Dead was hitting a lick so much they was doing DMX. They was dropping 2 albums in 1 year, man. Y'all gotta chill.
Hey, that's how everything on that channel is done. Like everything on AMC, they found a lick where they'll put out half the season for 1 year and then they'll wait throughout the holiday season and then come back.
Nah, is it worth it, G?
Because that means I gotta start Breaking Bad. Like it was Breaking Bad's fault because once they started doing like the talking shows where people discuss it afterwards, it was a wrap. They had the community in base. They had the base in
the deep dives. That was Mad Men and Breaking Bad. It was like because there was all these subtle nuance pieces that could you crack the code? Could you see the symbolism in Don Draper's? It's like, bruh, stop it. Even
Yeah,
though,
especially when they start having the characters pop up and people got to interact with them in the crowd and shit. Like, yeah, it was a wrap. Because like it's like having Comic-Con on your screen where like
exactly.
you're like surprised that the character is an actual person outside of the character, so they be thrown the fuck off. So yeah, if you got people enticed that much,
you got to run it up.
it's a wrap.
You got to run it up.
Like when they had bro from what was it Heyman? I forgot his name, but the guy from Sons of Anarchy, like they stopped him doing other films because he was known as that character, so he couldn't.
He was you got to be Jax. You can't be nobody else.
They couldn't jump into like no sex symbol role or something like that, or whatever the hell they were trying to get him to do outside of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. We before we get any further into it, East Shore Highway vinyl is out now. Don't be a lame. grandnational.com. You can order yours. There are only a few left because we have really tight supporters and like family. And I went to mail out orders and I was looking and I was like, wait, it's hella fucking family on this list. And then it's just dope to drop shit and then be sold out with your immediate network. You're like, all right, well, that was cool. nothing to see here, folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's the ecosystem of the ecosystem we've been so intentional about building over these last, like what you say, Lex, maybe 5-7 years is like it's working. You know, people are scaling in their own personal lives, and so they're able to pour back into the community, which allows people to pour back into them, and it's working. So do yourself a favor and get over to grandnational.com and order your East Shore Highway vinyl. There's only a few of those left. There's some season one, some Twice on Sunday season ones left, and that might be it. Everything else is absolutely gone. And then again, shout out to my folks, Common Treasures, my brother Thomas, for just dropping heat. They got socks, they got hats, they got hoop shorts. They got summer short sets. So type in with Common Treasures too, and just get fly, man. How about that? We got some really dope friends doing some awesome shit. LBR apparel is fucking killing it. That new colorway teasers niggas is dropping. Lex is crazy, by the way. I just want to put that out there. Y'all better have big nigga sizes. I'll call Jizzle myself, but nigga, because niggas want to get in that European bag and only have the shit that fit the skinny niggas, fam. I'm trying to be fly too. Big niggas need color in their life, man. They're gonna make my eyes pop.
You see how this nigga talking to me like I'm a skinny nigga, knowing I'm a big nigga too.
This nigga Lex be doing 2-a-days. I don't want to hear nothing. You little. Nigga, I almost offered you a sandwich last week. Nigga, get out of here. You don't know this struggle. You don't know walking through the airport, people go, you must play football. You got to. Like, fam, no, I don't know. I don't.
No, they're just saying that to you because you 6'8". Just because I'm 5'9", niggas look at me, oh, you old average fat nigga. That's how they look at me.
Not the average person.
Y'all are ridiculous. Oh man. How many times y'all didn't play Coach at 3?
I haven't got all the way through it yet. I played. I haven't really had a chance to, but I played through Modern Day.
Okay.
So I think that's like not even halfway through.
Not even. They gave us a clip. What is it? 19 joints on there or whatever. 18. Come on, Lex. How much did you get through it?
They run it up. They continue to run it up after that.
Oh yeah. It's. I did. You go ahead first. Go first, Lex. My bad.
Nah, I was just gonna say, I probably listened to it twice, like 2 times.
Okay.
The first time was working out.
You
know, and then the second time was at work doing inventory, just listening to it, counting shit.
Yeah, I see. Man, it's just certain niggas you gotta. It's just certain niggas I'm never gonna say nothing bad about, and I've always had a hard time with the niggas who set the tone, or set a wave, or create a style. Hella people coming to bite it, and then the critics going, such and such fell off, or such and such ain't this, or what have you, or nigga, your girl more lit than you, and it's like, was like it really, especially I'll go with the Migos, Hove at times, Wayne. Who else is like that for me? Travis, Ye. There are a few of those game changers that I don't give a fuck what happens. That they delivered in ways and impacted culture in ways that you can't say nothing bad about them. And the Migos is that. And Culture 2 was subpar. The QC compilations were subpar, but it's when everybody was in an arms race to do the playlist music or to playlist music and to make their own like collective playlist. So it was business moves, but the consumer isn't expected to know that. The critic isn't necessarily expected to know that. But if anyone has earned the terrain to just nigga, here you go, here go all the shit, the throwaways that we had, because that's how much music we made, and you could tell when we intentional about it or not. Come on, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was so fixated on ending them, and having them not be staples, and then also not offering them the space to fucking grow and become men. They got lit as fucking babies, bro. Now they're men, they're fathers, and they're the OGs now, and they put hella people on in the process. And what Culture 3 is, sonically, I really love that idea that hip hop artists are getting to mature and the scale and the evolve in the ways that Amigos have, the shit that we've seen Lil Baby do in such a short amount of time, the shit that we've been able to see St. John do in such a short amount of time. What we're getting to watch Cardi do. I seen the new Fast trailer, and I completely was like, fuck Fast and the Furious. Guess who's going to see Fast and the Furious now? Because Cardi's. I got it. It's just when you're able to go from, bro, who remembers her on Love and Hip Hop just being the character to being a fucking megastar now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's nothing bad that I can find to say about that. I'm like no other, and did it in tandem with the Migos, who niggas just need a different level of respect put on their name. But then all right, let's say the critics doubt you and get on that bullshit. Nigga, the real definition of some fucking bosses is coming back with a fucking banger of like, oh no, nigga, we are the formula for making hits. Outside is back open, and guess who they gonna just gonna press play on our shit at every function you at. So if you was on that hating shit last year, guess what? Every function you try to attend this summer, the DJ is literally gonna press play on Culture 3 and walk away from his booth. Nigga, you welcome. It's impressive, bro. It's impressive. And then the idea of thinking that they got better too. Technically, they've gotten better. So for all the critics that were like, "Oh, they ain't the best rappers in the world," I go. I dare you to find me somebody that can fuck with Takeoff. And that's the forgotten Migo that y'all try to act like ain't nice for real.
Yeah, it did a lot for them to do the individual releases, so that they were able to separate like each one, because they initially just sounded so alike, so it's hard for them to really catch. Like they would just know Quavo because of that nigga was always being Beyonce in the front. But that nigga swear he Beyonce. But
nigga called Quavo Beyonce.
Nigga swear he Beyonce.
But he not wrong though. He not wrong.
Yeah, you see it. But it's easy to write off like Takeoff, because Takeoff was just quiet. But then again, you gotta know that as being the youngest or whatever, he just allowed things to come about the way that they will. And as long as they making bread and they doing what they want to do, then that's kind of where Takeoff was with it. But that nigga was nice, and to have this own individual one and them to be able to separate each one, and they find out that that nigga actually is the most technical out of them when it comes to like, you know, like the actual bars and putting them where they need to go, and you know, it's a lot that comes with Takeoff's bars, and also he's perfected the sound of the Migos.
Yeah,
I think they kind of jump off of that too. So you know, it was good to see them all put that together. From the songs that I heard, I mean, I can only imagine that it's that way all the way through. I just didn't have a chance to get through all of it just yet.
Yeah, no, it was the execution. I don't know. It's just I was telling Ty last night. We were just talking about influences and music, and what my learning for creativity is taking me on when this year. Um, is there's art, and then there's the music business, and regardless of what you subscribe to, um, trying to make the landscape, or trying to make the industry or the reality something to fit your narrative or what you want it to be, is just a selfish stance to take. And the music industry has been in place for whatever, so that that's not to say that everything has been all peachy. Like if you want to impact change and be disruptive in the music industry, bet I'm here for it. But how we demonize excellence, especially as Black people, is just really, really hard to make peace with. Is right. So they can love you when you're underground, or when don't nobody know you for real. But the second you get big, there's this demonizing of excellence that I don't really know how to make sense of it. And it usually comes from, it starts with white people first. And I use a J example a lot, because I don't know too many bigger Hove fans. I mean, I'm just gonna just put that out there. Like, good luck finding one. But I get to college.
What you mean, nigga?
And
I'm a bigger whole fan.
yeah, right, nigga. They know that ain't true. we I get to college, G, and and the course is a white town, but they love all the backpack underground niggas. Like they just cool Keith and Doom and all the niggas that I love too. But they're like, man, fuck Jay-Z, he's a sellout. But these are white people saying it. I'm like, how the fuck you get to say that? And then eventually the narrative became,
They read Black Twitter. What you mean? White people get all the information from Black Twitter,
bruh. And it stopped me in my tracks. And then started having conversations with Black folks like, he worshiped the devil. He sold his soul to the devil. I'm like, bro, wait, like how this is really fascinating, because it's kind of how I think about religion. Like, on its surface and its intention, I don't think the Bible is as toxic as it's ultimately been leveraged into being. What I do believe is that
the New Testament.
It is the Old Testament, New Testament. There's a part of me, G, that's like, all right, bet these are just awesome stories. Like, these are awesome just metaphors and analogies. Like, and nigga, that's all they're supposed to be. But somehow somebody got into the branding and the marketing shit and just tapped in and whooped the whole fucking population of folks into enslavement, mental enslavement, and limits and ceilings and all the shit, and detaching themselves from the stories and going, oh, there's a separate entity from me that I have to surrender all my responsibility to and all my power to, all the shit, right? And so the demonization of excellence for Black people is important to keep the ceiling on and go, nah, you can't be that. Like I was telling BJ, shout out to BJ, Soul Development, Be Imaginative, the whole collective. Them niggas want an Emmy, my nigga. They want an Emmy for their doc. It's Reeg, I love you, bro. Fee, I love you. Kamali Soul, baby. God bless you for steering that whole movement. They won a fucking Emmy.
That's dope.
And we're talking and like, this is for the culture, this is for the people. I'm like, no, fuck that. This for y'all. Why are Black people the only ones obligated to share their fucking accolades with the whole community? Nigga, what? Nobody, no, y'all. They had to fight KQED to get that thing complete. They had to see that through. They had to manage their relationships. They had to collaborate. They had to navigate all those spaces. The whole community wasn't there doing that shit. Wasn't invested in it. Wasn't on the verge of quitting. On the verge of tear. Like, these things are really hard to do. But in turn, L writes his book, Lex, and then he has to, in his speech, he has to go, I want to thank God and I want to thank my community for helping me put it together. Nigga, no. No, and it's totally Lex. When you do your Emmy speech, it's totally okay to be like, nigga, I want to thank me, and not demonize working that hard or loving something or obsessing over something or investing in something in that way. Where the fuck do we get that from?
Yeah, it's a societal like acceptance thing, because everyone should know their relationship that they have with a higher power. So the need for you to voice it is not for yourself. It's for everyone else that is being judgmental in this moment, that is not actually telling you, because they're not talking to you, but you're prejudging their judgment that this is what you should say in order for them to not later on take it a certain type of way. So I think that's what kind of comes out, is just what you feel is the right thing to say as opposed to what you actually feel. Because think about how hard people go in on Kanye about every single time he said something that was public. And a lot of his shit had to do a lot with like thanking himself and thanking, his mom, and like, the type of things that he's gone through to this point. He's thanked that first and foremost, but he's done things that was holy or had to do with like, some level of religious background for his entire career. So for people to think that it was like wild for him to eventually end up doing something that had to do with religion, and thinking that there was something else in play for that, is interesting, because that's what he's done this entire time. It's just that, people's views of it changes if you don't do that every single time. So if you veer away from that whatsoever, then automatically everybody's going to start thinking that you're not putting God first. And it's like, I don't know, to tell you the truth. Like, I don't see, maybe it's just that it's something that I don't see, but I don't see white people going to the stage and thinking God first.
Never.
That's it.
Never.
That's it. I just don't see that being a thing. And maybe that's just something that's like, it's gone past me. I haven't had a chance to look at enough of their speeches to see that that was the first thing that they think, but I don't think that that's what they do. I think they start thinking everybody that was a part of the project.
Yeah.
They can name everybody that was a producer, somebody that did something along the lines in that project, and that'll be 100 people. And God was never a part of that.
Systems.
Huh?
Just systems. And to your point, G, like you can say you haven't seen enough of their acceptance speeches. I can, and they never do they go, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ ever. But you are 100% obligated as a Black person, and that better be the first thing out your mouth.
You have to, or your community is judging the fuck out of you, and that's unfortunate.
You can say that, and all is forgiven if you forget every single person that touched that project. And again, in demonizing excellence, so it's fuck, man, how do we end up here? So in demonizing excellence, it makes it harder for us to collaborate and build a system together. Right? So, nigga, the first things out of my mouth better be, hey, L, Lex, nigga, thank y'all, like, and just run down the list of people that helped build this shit, because we've been building brick by brick, and the faith without works is the thing I pray every day, every single day. But I'm gonna get up and match that energy with the work. And so are the people I'm in collaboration with. But I'm not getting up there and going, hey, to the city of Oakland, Richmond, man, thank y'all so much. What? You know how hard the city has made it to do, like we try to do a fucking backpack giveaway when I first moved back, and the city of Richmond made it impossible. We had to take that shit to Berkeley. And as a byproduct, miss Teller kids, because they made it impossible to really like that. It's not built for pouring in, because our education system and all that shit is so flawed. And it's like, bruh, We got to, in order to be disruptive, it's got to be fuck all the shit that you've handed me and told me this is what it was, because it ain't. Now we know better, and for the life of me, I do not know how we got here. We're starting with the Migos, but
That's a great. It's a great conversation that you stumbled on, because because I was just trying to figure the reasoning behind that, and we have to dig deeper into that as well. On just it's okay for Black people and people of color to um, like put in the work, receive the results, and be appreciative of the work that was put in without having to acknowledge um, a higher being for it. You know what I mean? Like you can in public. You know what I mean? Like you can definitely do so if that's what your choosing is. But you can also recognize that you did the work, because there was a higher being in place that gave you initially the skill set or the talent that to do so, but you acted on it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's pushing you through or making you do things as you go about. Like it's literally you as a being has to do the work. You can you can pray till you're blue in the face every single day that something's going to take place for you, and if that's all you do, then best believe you get nothing from that. It's almost as if you just you spoke to a wall, or you just spoke. You can give yourself affirmations every day if you want to, but if you don't do anything about it, then it doesn't connect. It doesn't get to the goal that you want. It's like an idea doesn't do anything for you until you actually act on it. Like it's so many things that you have to actually act on, and to just put that into one space is like, oh well, it's because of God that I acted. I mean, that could be possible, but it's because of you too. You know what I mean? Like you would have to do that. There's a lot of people that believe in God that can't do shit because they all they did was believe. You know what I mean? And just believing doesn't do it for you.
And I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because it's one that is authentic to one we've been having for a really long time, and as we've grown as men, I think we've gotten better in finding the right language and how to deliver that, and not be demonstrative or dismissive to our elders and our people as a whole, our affinity for a religion, and our oneness, and our union with God. And I hope that in people listening to this dialogue, this don't sound like a denouncement of religion. Like it's not that. It is coupling that with the responsibility and the commitment to the work, and to the commitment to being a team player, and a contributing member to your community, not a pillager. It's a lot of niggas pulling up, just coming to pillage and take shit and not pay back into the pot. Nigga, no. The reason that this shit is working is because when Lex go off, he go, "Hey, man, I gotta play. I'm about to put it back in the collective, and this how we gonna run it up." Like that's how it's supposed to go. But we've been so conditioned to be individuals and only look out for self. Like niggas ain't even looking out for their families, bro. Like children that they birthed and shit. Like partners that they've made vows to is, hey, soon as the tension get real, they all run off on everything that they are connected to by blood, bro. So what the fuck you think they're gonna do to their neighbor, or to the person that they share the block with? Well, what happens if we dump all our resources into the middle of the table? What happens? It starts to look a lot. It starts to look and feel a lot like what we're all collectively building. And for the life of me, I can't unsee shout out Nana in court again, 510 Media. I can't unlearn the dialogue in and around systems, and the obsession with building a system that we need to have, and how impenetrable that is. Like you can't defeat that shit. There's nothing you can do when niggas build a system for real. And can't nobody go backdoor and tell L, hey, Mani on bullshit. Like, nigga, you got a system, bro. There's nothing you can say. The system is the system, and the whole part of building the system is so that it can be replicated, and at the game, and we can have financiers that come buy into the system. You want part of this shit? Hey, come on, here you go. But we have it so dialed in that our North Star is legit. There's nothing, nigga. First 48 niggas get to tell on each other. All they needed was a North Star. Hey, Lex, Mani in the room telling right now. Lex, nigga, please, no, you're not. Hey, he's snitching. No.
Yeah, okay.
We walk out the same room like what they say. They said you was in there telling, nigga. They said you was in there telling. I know. Come on, bro. What? Stop playing with me, bro. The feds got a 99% conviction rate. Yeah, because everybody tell, nigga, at the threat of their life, like, hey, your man in there telling. No, he not. How niggas falling for the same trick for 100 years and then niggas
Bro, that's all they got.
They talking about
all they have.
The FBI got a 99. Fuck the feds.
Hey.
You better come with tape.
That's it.
and wiretaps. Even then, be like, nigga, that was what Dave Chappelle said, that piss was digital. I don't believe nothing.
At this point, shit.
Man, listen. Oh man.
That's hella funny, but that's a great conversation. I'm glad we had that one because that was
for sure.
That was
surely. For
sure. One random question to you guys. Do you guys think that some black celebrities or black people, when they win that award, they say it so they don't get put into that whole, oh, he worshiped the devil or something like that? Because I always think about when that nigga 2 Chainz flashed on Jack Thriller, because Jack Thriller said he was part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And then 2 Chainz was like, nigga, my mom saw that clip. And then I had to explain to my mom that I ain't with all that shit. So I just wonder if that be part of the
you take it, G.
Hey, I'm just surprised by how people are so turned off by somebody saying that they're a part of the Illuminati. I'm glad that Jay and them grew to the point that they grew to, where that just falls directly off of them. But that's how it should be for everyone. I know you have to get to that point of maturity, but I don't get how someone's saying that you're a part of the Illuminati just because you did the work and they haven't yet. Or they haven't gotten to the point that they're like, without realizing like how being on works, you know what I mean? Like how you can do all the work that you want to do. Like you can do everything that you think that you have in play, and there still needs to be something that catapults it. You know what I mean? And there still needs to be like, there's still a certain level of luck that's involved in a lot of the work that everybody does. And a lot of it has to do with timing too. The amount of people that were so ahead of the curve, and then the landscape eventually caught up to it, and by then they were beyond the point of being able to reap the benefits of it, but they were part of the beginning of it. The amount of stories that go out about the amount of stories that would be their story is crazy. But that's literally how it is. Like, think about how the landscape had to shift for like some of the situations. Well, so for a lot of the stuff that we have right now with women being able to have like get to their voice, and the amount of thing, like I'm just thinking of in the realm of like acting or whatever, where there's women that are well known that would have said that they had to deal with the casting couch type of deal. And it's like they're on. And that was their early on days where they had to make a decision that is something that they would have never done if the landscape was today. And then the amount of those that didn't make it to that point because they decided to do what the landscape is right now back then, and they never got their shot because they got shut out from it. And then they got to have the story of, well, if the landscape was today, then they could possibly have a different trajectory for their career. And that's just like one industry, you know what I'm saying? That's across the board for multiple industries. And it doesn't have to just be with women in power. That's everyone when it comes to different lines of work and different ways of life, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of it just comes down to the way that it's perceived, and if you can withstand a lot of the turmoil that comes with just the times not being what it is yet. I don't think Illuminati is going to be that big of a deal at some point. But the Illuminati is very easy for people to say. For those that are not on and are wondering how the hell did they get to, how are they getting all these blessings?
There's
When
no way.
I pray every day. I pray every day, and I ain't got none close to the blessings of a Jay-Z. Like, how the hell did Jay-Z go from Marcy Projects to right now probably being the most dangerous person in the world because he has all the different angles all in play together? Like, he's even more dangerous than the fucking people that he's dealing with that are billionaires, that have been billionaires. You know what I mean? Because he's able to see the days from way before that was the case to now. So there's a lot more that he knows than what they even know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a dangerous individual. So other people look at that and be like, that's the Illuminati at play. And it's like, you have to kiss the ring by the time you get to that point. It's like, I don't know about kissing the ring about shit. I think you get behind the veil and you do get to see what they really about. And then you have to make a decision if you got the stomach for what they really about. Can you make some of those decisions as well? And that's what people get caught up at. I think that's the thing.
I do. I think
what was the thing that you said, Mani, where like he did what? He stabbed his brother or shot his brother or something like that? Yeah. I think when that bill got turned, he's like, nigga, I'm just fine back here. What the fuck you talking about?
Ain't that bad. I do think the Illuminati is the same thing as the feds going, hey, they in there snitching on you, so you tell. I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same concept, right? Where if anybody black is up, they sold their soul to the devil for sure. Ain't no way your black ass worked hard enough, didn't step on nobody, didn't take nothing, didn't there's no way you just got here off sheer just will and commitment and dedication, and you don't have no addiction, you don't have this, you don't have like that's what they want you to think and believe. And as a byproduct, white folks never have to say it because we demonize it so much, we do it to each other. So that and it's ultimately projecting, right? Who the fuck these niggas think they are to do a podcast every week? For as much love as we get, as much praise as we get, there are those conversations too, fellas. And it's not rooted in anything other than people projecting fear. It's like, no way y'all should think y'all are smart enough or have great enough takes to where somebody want to listen, and missing the whole point that that's not what it's about. Because I can't even tell you how many times I've said something absolutely wrong on the show, where somebody that listens checks me and just sends me the actual facts and the information, and I go, thank you, because I just want to keep scaling and keep learning, but I want to do it publicly. I flew out Thursday night because I didn't want to miss my music class Friday morning, but when I landed, the homie that had a keyboard set up for me couldn't do it. So I was like, damn, it was too late to cancel with Kate. And I was like, oh, what time is the Guitar Center open? Oh, damn, it's an hour difference. I can get there on time. I can set up and I can do my piano lesson from Guitar Center. And so we get there, but I had to do hella shit to get there. So by the time we sit down, we pick up from where we left off in our lesson, and I'm so flustered, I completely forgot everything we've been working on. And I'm like low-key having anxiety. Like, in case, like, hey fam, slow down. Let's breathe real quick. Took some deep breaths. And the point that we were at in the lesson is where they take the training wheels off. So now it's literally just charts and notes. Like it's just that's it. It's no more letters, it's no more nothing. And so by the end of class, she goes, congrats. I'm like, what you talking about? She's like, you realize you just read music without anything. I'm like, it was the best birthday gift ever, bro. Because you know how much of damn y'all, what is the word? How much I get, okay, let's call it insecurity just for the sake of conversation. Walking into these music settings where these world-class musicians who have been training and studying their whole lives are going, all right, who's leading it today? And then somebody goes, oh, it's Mani's session. And then they go, so what you want me to do? And I was like, just play the loop. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know nothing. I don't know music theory. I can't. It's C major, and I'm like, bro, what? Nigga, I don't know. Just play this shit. You got ears.
It was your first day at Juilliard.
No, for real. And but as you know, as I keep getting more as I keep advancing musically, what I didn't want to do, G, is keep advancing and not charge it to the game and go get better and completely reduce myself down to zero and keep building, right? So it's like, because in my mind, what could have happened is like, oh, you lit, or your status is evolving, but you ain't really you really ain't wouldn't paid the piper in terms of like committing to music. Like, it's people who have studied their whole lives to this shit. Go slow your ass down and really learn how to play an instrument for real, instead of just programming everything, instead of just sampling everything, instead of using motherfucking Splice or Arcade. Go really dial in and marry the two together. And then once you get piano down, pick up another instrument. I'm so inspired by Tyler, the Creator, bro. He picks up a new instrument each album. Just go, I'm gonna learn how to do it, you know? And there's all kind of world-class private teachers that are or even some of your partners who play it, and like, just tap in with them and get him $50-$60 a session and teach you how to play, how to really learn your instrument to help evolve and then help you communicate. That's what the example I was using for the word transparency. We're in a session mixing the BTS to the Grand National record, and the engineer and I fully got in an argument because I was using the wrong fucking term, and was so adamant that I had it right. It wasn't until 2 weeks later, listening to Questlove, Rick Rubin, and Malcolm Gladwell talk about something, and I forget what the term was, but then Rick Rubin used it properly, and I was like, oh shit, Vaughn was right. So I had to fully go to the studio, find Vaughn, and apologize, like, bro, my bad. And that's the learning. It's like, bro, keep learning, but also keep an open mind and just being wrong, because the only thing on the other side of wrong is, especially if you're around people who have the information, is getting the information, retaining it, paying it for. Like, bro, the amount of people that are walking around that just want to have a take as opposed to get it right is fucking terrifying, because it's not just regular civilians. We're talking about officers of the law, we're talking about teachers, we're talking about judges, we're talking about lawyers, district attorneys, firefighters. We're talking about people that are in positions of service that would much rather be right, would much rather just have a take as opposed to getting the information correct and delivering and showing up the way we need them to show up. And it's like that that's become part of our culture. And so now I'm utterly fascinated by people who know how to ask questions. Nana, that was one of the first things Nana told me. He was like, you're gonna be okay. You just need to learn how to. I was having so many unsettling feelings in and around the idea of learning new things again at 31, now 32, because I never learned how to ask questions. You know, like, it was, hey, you understand? Uh-huh. And whether I did or not, I would still say yeah, as opposed to going, no, I don't get it. But then it was like the anxiety around saying no, I don't understand, but then that being enough. I didn't realize that was enough, that was okay to say. So now that I know that's okay to say, now it's helped me unlock and learn how to ask even more questions and more clarifying questions. I love that concept of somebody saying something that may have offended you, and instead of blowing up off the handles going, hey, can you explain what you mean by that for real, so I get it? And shit has helped relationships, it's helped partnerships and collab. Like, because Kev is fucking Dr. Dre, bro. Like, he don't stop. Nigga be like, no, say it again. And like, bro. And then if you sensitive, or if you're not realizing that this is bigger than you, it's about the finished product, you take it personal. And it's such a trash concept, but it's part of the unlearning. And I couldn't be more great. It's helped me with the pod. It's helped me in partners. It's helped me with Freak. It with Teen, with my mom, me and Lissa, we got to kick it for real last night and just talk. That girl is amazing. My sister is absolutely phenomenal. She has a brilliant head on her shoulders, but she's rooted in learning. She's fuck, man. The shit that who got it? You got it. L got it. Alyssa got it. And I want to say, I feel like at times, Bean has it too, where you don't do the fluff for real. So it's like, bro, what you mean? What you saying for real? Like y'all know how to, y'all don't do the pandering shit for real. Like and it's impressive, and that often gets attached to people who are demonstrative or loud or aggressive, and that's not the same thing. It's not even remotely the same thing. But I was listening to lit talk last night, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this is so awesome that she possesses that. But she's like, nah, she's like, I'm trying to get empathy, and I'm like, nah, you'll find it. I feel like empathy is a little easier to come by than being a straight shooter is, right? Because like life can just take you on one and unlock empathy for you, even if you're not really seeking it. Whereas being a straight shooter, you got to kind of go do some real work to get to that space where you just don't leave nothing to chance, because you understand how people manipulate fucking nuance. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I mean. So it ain't no smoke. Like I love that about it. She just like, nah, bro, she's been an entrepreneur since she was 17. Yeah. So she can't play with her clients and their money. It's like, no, this is the price. You got it or not? And if you don't, all right, bet. Lex, you had a topic about money. Can you rattle that one off for me? I didn't quite understand it.
I asked, has money been conditioned to be hard to talk about? And I just mean within, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. Like different levels of life, we'll say, like middle class, lower class, upper class. It seems like I'll even say like mid class to lower class. It's like conversations around money tend to be complicated for the most part. And it seems like it has to be an uncomfortable talk when it shouldn't be an uncomfortable talk. Like even in going into business with other people, I don't know, lately it's been seeming like people have this uncomfortable feeling about it when it shouldn't be uncomfortable, because really we trying to break down the bag together. So why does that have to be an uncomfortable conversation? You guys get what I'm saying, or am I completely still not making this?
No. It makes complete sense. I'm processing it because it's a part of a conversation that's been pretty consistent across every setting that I've been in. Even when we got here, like me and Ty just hit the pool table, G, and we stumbled into that exact conversation, and like, damn. And then last night we stumbled into another group setting with that conversation. Normalizing things that at the center of them are economics. Normalizing them as if they're relevant, they're routine and happen all the time in our community is again back to the demonization of wealth. Like for me, to your point, like you could host a dinner party, right? And then I bet we can talk about what we watching on HBO Max, Netflix, sports, the kids, politics. Let us start talking about see how uncomfortable it gets if we start talking about personal finances. I took a loss in 2020. My savings took an absolute fucking hit in 2020. How you bring that up at the dinner table? And L goes, you know what? I was kind of lit 2020. And then Lex goes, nah, we survived. We refinanced though. Be like, oh damn, that's what's up. Why can't we do that?
I think the main answer to that has to do with kind of with I'm glad that Lex pointed out the differences in the different classes. So if you're wealthy, rich, middle class, lower class, whatever class you're in, I would say that it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for middle class to lower class because it's basically the same class, and the
Don't do that to the middle class, G. Don't burst a bubble like that, fam. Don't do that.
I mean, there hasn't been a middle class for a few decades,
But no one wants to talk about it. They don't care.
I mean, since the last depression, there hasn't been a middle class. But and we also had a fucking fake billionaire as a president that only furthered that gap. He only helped out big business throughout his term. So for 4 years, if you were blind to it, he completely disregarded and took out the middle class if there was anyone left over. But I think it just comes down to when we're talking about finances, since there isn't much to go around, like you're kind of doing scraps if you think about it in the grand scope of things when it comes to money. It's two things. So it's your relationship to money in the first place. I don't think a lot of people in the community has a great relationship with money. Um, which is something that I would say if you're trying to get to some level of financial independence or financial wealth or whatever, uh, then you should read up on that as much as possible, because you have to separate your heart from from your money. You have to think of everything as calculations, and you have to first be able to separate yourself from the idea of what money is to you. You have to break away from the physical idea of like seeing $100 bill and what that does to you emotionally. You know what I mean? Like if you see $100 bill on the ground, if you dive on it as if it was a bomb, uh, to get it into your grasp before somebody else sees it and is able to grab it, then you have to work on what your relationship with money is. I think that's first and foremost. I think the second part is realizing that what makes you understand or see or confirms which class you're in is if there's a need to have if you cannot even get into the conversation of investing or doing whatever with money without it having to be something that's uncomfortable, because I think that people in like the wealthy state, they don't talk about money either. But then again, they don't have to, they just do. You know what I mean? Like if you're just doing things, then you don't need to have the conversation, you have the access to just do it. So that'll be something where if you're surrounding yourself with only other people that are either in that stuck stage, still has that turmoil when it comes to money, then it doesn't matter like what you're trying to do as an individual. If you're trying to capture or find, trying to get to another stage or another tier, you're going to constantly still be around a lot of that turmoil. So it's gonna seep into you as a person. That's why they say you have to be around people that you where you see yourself at. So if you're not a millionaire yet, if you're hanging around millionaires, naturally you will start to pick up on things that put you in it's mainly just a breaking a a mental wall that you have that gives you the access to what that money is like and what that movement is like. But it doesn't stop there. Once you're a millionaire and you hang around billionaires, you also feel broke. You know what I mean? Like, because you get to another stage where you are like, oh, the access and the things that, just the way in which you mentally think is a difference. So it's another tier that you have to break off. So it's just, I think that's a constant But I think it starts at is just you have to read up on financial independence and breaking your emotions away from money, which is kind of hard. I mean, it's definitely hard if you have people that are depending on you. It's a tough thing to do, but you have to. In order to reach another tier, you have to break away from the emotional state of money.
Yeah. And then to your point, Lex, with the business partners too, I think that has been the realization for me. Um, and again, in building systems and the asking the clarifying questions and being as clear and direct as possible. Like these been reading contracts all week, bro. The language that they put in there, it will send you in circles. And you're like, all right. And then it's a cool process too, because I'm just putting eyes on it too as a support system for another entity. And I'm not the end all be all, but I have my notes and I got my questions, and part of the learning to ask questions and wanting to get information and what are we bringing to the table, and what are our goals, what is our North Star, are we in sync, if we as the pod, if we get offered a bag, but it's from a company that Lex is familiar with, and the information that L has about them is negative, are we locked in enough as a collection, as a system, as an entity? Are we locked in enough to make the proper business decision that that is completely removed from emotion? This is just a systems thing. Are we capable of doing that? And that's again, it's a lot of the learning for Black folks when we don't realize what the competition is doing. Um, which like China purchasing as much land and property as they have over the last 40 years, and then you look up and they got most of Jamaica. They got a whole lot of Africa that they bought up. Shout out to Toad for hitting me. He's like, yo, this is what it costs over there. Can you put some bread together? I was like, let me hit the fellas real quick, because I feel like it's a no-brainer. Like at that cost per acre, and even where it's like you gotta start thinking about stuff like that. And I know for me, uh my lack of financial literacy was something, again, is part, you talk about insecurities and having to, hey man, you either gonna be stuck there and attempting to maintain a facade, or you're going to be honest about your deficiencies in that capacity and go fully figure out how to learn. And holy shit, it was like, it was clear as day. Like, there is no shame in asking questions and really going to study. When you look at what Elon came from, his mom giving him his first 350K, and like, that's pivotal information, and what you can flip that shit into when you reading Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like, it's a lot of books out there that hint at
You
these
got to know the
huge.
full story.
Say it again.
So you got to know the full story.
Hey man, the G, but for real, like, if you don't,
That's real, because they'll make it seem as if like it was like, we came out underneath the dirt to get to that, you know what I mean? But this is all about like it goes back to what we were talking about before, with just like the Black people and religion and stuff like that, and the crabs in the barrel mentality. But a lot of it is literally because of the financial standing that we started on, you know what I mean? It's funny because it was the Kenya Barris thing, but literally it started with slavery. You know what I mean? Like the slavery had a effect that was for, centuries later. You know what I mean? Like it's the amount of time that it took for it's a lot that goes into that, but it's mainly because the footing that you start on, like there's no family member that's passing away or doing whatever, or just deciding that, okay, you have a vision, here's 300 for you. You know what I mean? Or if you really care about it, here's 100 for you. You know, that's not what it is. But even worse than that, because you know that's the level of privilege. So I'm not really talking about that. That's so far unvaluable for me that I don't even want to think about that. But even worse than that is the investors that wouldn't just take a chance off the strength. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of taking a chance off the strength that takes place outside of our community that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of folks that would say, oh, well, you know, I did this, that, and the other. Do the paper trail on it. You know what I mean? Because
pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do the paper trail on it and see where that chance came in at and who gave that chance. And because usually that's where it's going to start. That's where it's going to stem from. And it does come from, you know, somebody took a chance that was, you know, that wouldn't have done so for a Black person. But that's no here, no there. You know what I'm saying? That's still milk, and that's nothing that I care to think about myself either.
Lex, Bub, how in regards to the thought, can I ask the context?
It was really just something that kind of popped in my head, and just lately with the people that I've been sitting down with and talking about different ventures that I have going on, and seeing how the conversations are with some people, but then being with other people and seeing how those conversations are, and then it just took me down a rabbit hole.
How did you how much of the Floyd post fight press conferences did you guys watch?
I didn't watch.
No.
Yeah.
Did you guys see any of the clips?
Just fight or the
no his dialogue, because people just wanted to talk about the business structure, and he's just like, bro, like I know a robbery, I know how to set up a lick when I see one. Like 30 million for not my A game, my B game, my C game, my D. Like what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
like y'all
show up.
just show up and be me. And that was just part of the purse. So he netted close to 100 in that endeavor.
Yeah, that was 30 just off the pay-per-view.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what, again, everybody wanted to attack his how he reads, or his lack of ability to read, as opposed to highlighting where his genius is. He's a world-class savant when it comes to the art of boxing, and that's not just the actual boxing, but part of boxing is entertainment and selling the fight. He's mastered that. He hasn't just studied the greatest fighters, he studied the greatest promoters, and why certain things didn't work, and leaning into being the heel, like taking the whole concept of the heel from WWF and applying it to something that can net an individual that much. It's fucking brilliant, man. Like Floyd needs his flowers in a different way, in my opinion. Tapping into people's emotions to really create. How do you create a villain of somebody you don't know? Nobody knows that man for real. And tapping into people's hate for folks, he still was able to get your $70, your $100, but you hate him though. Say what you want about Trump's presidency. He whooped the whole fucking country off their hate. Saturday Night Live and NBC should be ashamed of themselves. They hate those liberals up there, hated him so bad that they gave him free fucking promotions every Saturday for almost 2.5 years. There was no way he was losing that presidency, and then had the nerve to turn around and act so distraught, bro. Like what? Like the villains is winning for real. I love Robin. Kev got us watching fucking breakdowns of how they wrote the joke, not how they shot it, how they wrote it. I'm so fascinated about how the method of developing that character, the symbolism.
The latest Joker?
Yeah.
No, they did a hell of a job.
A hell of a job. we talk about villains. Todd put me on we were talking about Split, and also the thinking of that character, and the idea of like, yo, is he really the villain because he can tap into his brain that way?
Yeah, Mr. Glass. Yeah.
You know, like we got to start reevaluating some things that are limiting our beliefs, as opposed to having us really tap in and access more than 10% of our brain power. What does that look like?
You got to be willing to be unpopular, man. You have to be willing to be unpopular,
and that's what it reveals, G.
Yeah, folks ain't willing to take that step.
It's the status signaling. Like would you rather be underpaid or overrated? Moral victories are for minor league coaches. And yeah, I already told you we made it, you cockroaches. Hov been saying, like, bruh, stop. What the fuck? Overrated? Who the fuck cares? Oh, you don't deserve that. Okay. That wire transfer just hit though. I don't know what to tell you. You know, but that's so crazy, y'all. We were able to bring this all the way back full circle to the demonization, to the fear, to religion, all the shit. It's like, nah, you don't want to be unpopular outside on your block around a bunch of slaves. Think about that. Some people that are defeated mentally, that won't lead, like literally, bro. There were slaves that wouldn't leave their master because they didn't know what else to do. Those mentalities still exist. There's people that hate their jobs. They go to work every day that'll go, hey, Mani, you wilding for doing 160 episodes of a podcast. You about to do an album? Are you crazy? Ain't nobody buying music today. Music industry is dead. Napster killed it. Like, you know, I have people say that shit to me. And hey man, no, but those same folks, guess what they're doing now? Oh man, we so proud of you, man. You saw, you had a vision and you stuck to it. Bro, what if I wasn't stubborn enough to be like, this person I know, because these are some of my heroes told me to not to pursue this, G. Some people that I really admired. Like, I had to, when Kev named this shit Heroes Eventually Die, I was like, damn, man, that kind of hit home, because it was some of my heroes that I had to completely let go of because they were like, you're stupid for doing this. I don't know. You live to fight another day.
Yeah, I mean, those projections are real, man. And if folks will keep you, keep you where they want you to be at, like so that's a thing that's a popular thing, is that they want you to be exactly where they can see you. You know what I mean? And if you go beyond that, to the unknown and leave them behind, then what the hell are they gonna do? You know what I mean? And it makes them have to then, for one, actually respect the fact that you decided to venture out yonder, but also to make them look at themselves like, fuck, I didn't venture out yonder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm still not going to venture out yonder. You know what I mean? Like, that's the cold part about it, is I'm still not going out there. I'm just going to say that there's no such thing out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the world is flat, and if I keep walking, I'm going to fall off of it.
No.
Like that's where I'm gonna go. That sounds good to me. And I'm gonna tell other people in here too to do that same exact thing. So I at least got some folks around me. Yep. So I'm gonna do that. And now before long, I got an entire community of folks that I didn't told these lies to, and they eating this shit up. And now we're good. we got family here, man. Let that man go out there and be yonder.
Oh man, we before we go, if is there such thing? Do you guys subscribe to the idea that there's just royalty and excellence in certain regard? You just gotta give it up. Like, you just gotta big up certain people who mean something to culture as a whole. Do y'all subscribe to that or no? Because I don't want to force this on y'all if we're not there. But I feel like I feel like this person means a lot to L. I know he means a lot to Lex, but
Oh,
Clarence Williams III, man. Prince Daddy. He gone.
who do?
Prince Daddy go, man.
Yeah.
Prince?
Yeah, man. Purple Rain.
Rain.
Man,
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood. Man, come on, bro. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
wait a fucking second. No, you just woke my game up. Wait. That's Prince Daddy?
Not in
in
real
co-
life.
Not in real life, but
Oh, you talking about
In
from
the-
Purple Rain. My bad.
Yeah.
I was throwing the fuck off, bro. I was like, wait a minute. You now you just threw me off. I completely forgot my man was in. I just seen Purple Rain 1,000 times, bro.
that's what I knew. That's why I knew it was like it was gonna hit different.
Yeah, I'm sad now, man.
Yeah, he means a lot. He's been so many different versions.
Always that look though, man. Like he got the craziest of looks. Like I really believe he beat Prince mom ass. Like I really believe that what Prince was going through in that moment, I felt my man's. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's a method actor.
what?
Method. It's all method.
I'm going to tell you guys something now. It will be a little secret to the Meet the Brave. My whole yes at the end comes from him.
Yes.
And I don't think nobody connects it, but that's
At
where
all.
it comes from.
Lex, you just ruined me, bro.
Hey,
You just ruined me.
That's in Lex's little sickness in here this entire time. I feel you, man.
Lex, you just ruined me, bro.
You just woke my shit up.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
You just ruined me, Lex. What the bruh?
Hey, can we talk about how great Tales from the Hood was? Like that wasn't just great for like its time. I feel like Tales from the Hood was a great fucking film.
Nah, to this day, I want to fight David Allen Greer for what he did to that little boy.
Hey.
No, you trying to make it seem like a monster?
You want to draw pictures of niggas? You want to draw pictures of a motherfucker?
No, when they made his voice deep, that nigga said, "Oh, you want to draw fucked up pictures of a nigga?"
Hey, why my man come in and backhand bro when he came through that door like that? Like he treated him like he wasn't shit.
No,
Hey,
and he told him, he said, "Nigga, I'm gonna do you like I did this bitch."
Bro, light skin bro with them dreads came through that door, bro. I got smacked around like he was.
But wait, have you guys ever heard a full interview of David Allen Greer?
Nah.
He's a world-class thespian, bro. It's so it may when you hear him talk, G, I'm gonna send you his Mark Maron interview.
Yeah.
When you hear him talk, it's only gonna make you appreciate that character so much more.
Yeah, man.
How did you find that voice? How did you tap into that, bro? David Allen Greer is a fucking sicko.
How did you find that voice? Man, I just remember him from that and then from being the cousin of Martin.
The pastor.
The pastor that was going after Gino. No, going after he's going after Gino.
I gotta lay hands on you.
Oh, that's a wild boy right here, man.
David Allen Greer is a legend. He is to be respected. But okay, so we clown him, but Clarence Williams kind of held the same space that a David Allen Greer. Like David Allen Greer don't get his fucking flowers the way he should. But he from comedy to see like his role in Boomerang, his role in Blank Man, and then when he like even all the way up to the Gerard Carmichael show, he played him playing a dad. Like his range is so ridiculous, and he's from that era of those the Renaissance folks. Like we're seeing it now. The return of the Renaissance men and women are back, but they need to be celebrated for just that level of consistency and greatness across the board. And always I've never seen David Allen Greer do anything bad. Never seen Clarence Williams do anything bad. Like And then, and to watch how many people gave him his flowers when he passed away, it was like, damn, bro, like how do we take that power back and to make sure we celebrating our folks in real time so they don't gotta die to get like literally you gotta die to be bigged up. And it's like, fuck, man. Like when you deliver that way, I'm telling you, G, listen to David Allen Greer talk and that character just go, bro, he's sensational. The fact that he can do that is absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I gotta check that out now. I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been trying to say it, man. That's why I was wondering. That's why I had to ask. Has Samuel gotten his lifetime achievement award? Because I think we need to do that. Because we don't know what age Samuel is.
Samuel Jackson, 127 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like Samuel's doing such a great job at staying young, like staying the exact same age for his entirety. Like I think they need to do that because I don't know what age he actually is, and I feel like he ain't gonna show up with no type of like health risk or anything like that. I think he just gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Him and Morgan Freeman.
Exactly, but Morgan Freeman gonna go just because that nigga be doing some wild shit on the side.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna speak on the boat. Hey,
because at least when Morgan Freeman is not in character, my nigga be having the earring that droop down. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a pimp outside of actually doing shit on the like doing a film.
Morgan Freeman got the long cocaine pinky.
That's what I'm saying. Like he looked like he doing some shit for real.
And he been around for so long, he don't have to hide it. So in the middle of a conversation, he'll do you like this. and look you in the face and make you watch him do it. And you're not gonna say nothing. That's Morgan Freeman, my nigga. What are you gonna say?
I got shit to say to Morgan when you do that shit. I'll be like, oh.
And then if you keep looking at him, he gonna say something like, "What? Is something on my nose? You gotta tell me, brother.
What's the problem? I don't understand.
Now you gonna be like, what, nigga? They're like, hey, your entire Morgan Freeman bubble gonna pop like, damn. This nigga really got at me, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Morgan Freeman saying what nigga is sick, but the way you just said, I can totally picture it now. Like I can't unsee that.
Bro, like my nigga, stop looking at me like that, bro.
Oh man.
let me be me.
Oh,
I was thinking about, bro, how old was he when he did fucking 7, and that shit was hella long ago.
Nigga, how old was he
30 years ago?
How old was he when he did Lean on Me, my nigga?
That's what I was about to say. That nigga was Joe Clark, nigga.
He was old and Lean on Me. We wasn't born when Lean on Me came out, by the way. Just gonna put that out there. So
this nigga been old since the 60s.
But listen though, Samuel did 187.
G. don't pull out the B sides for Sam because 187 is a classic, by the way.
What, bro? I had to record that scene at the end, bro, because the way that he got on the rescue, bro.
There's some.
You ain't really about this life, my name.
Put some 187 is a classic. That's one of the movies when it came out. I was like, what is happening? I gotta watch this a million times.
Think about how Samuel and Morgan Freeman aged from those two films, and how damn near 10 years later, Michelle Pfeiffer did Dangerous Minds, and look how she looked.
What she looked now.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar.
You gotta see these things.
Can't unsee it, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're really in Hollywood.
I don't know where we at now.
Man, we got into it though. We covered all our shit. I'm a run. The family been calling for 20 minutes now. See what they're on. You had something else, Lex?
Nah, just R.I.P. the GOAT. He was in Half Baked too.
He was, huh?
He was
I want to talk to Samson. He had sex with my mama. That is hilarious. Damn, rest in peace to the GOAT, man. Celebrate our heroes who've been able to sustain excellence for that long. I personally have never heard no crazy stories about Clarence Williams, so if anything come out that he was tripping, hey, he gone now. No one hear nothing.
I think he from the time where ain't none of that shit documented, so it's just he say, she say.
Facts.
I think he still got a name on his block.
Believe it.
Believe
it. You could believe a bitch if you want to. He one of them niggas.
Exactly.
Exactly. Cancel culture. Please.
Nigga, find the footage.
Wrote a motherfucking tape.
Roll the tape.
Oh man, my brothers, I appreciate you guys. To all our listenership. Nigga, why we didn't start the show with this? Lex, we had 500 subscribers on YouTube, bro. What's going on?
Oh shit.
Man, we should have started the show with this. If y'all be listening all the way to the end. We made 500 subscribers on YouTube, and that is a mighty thanks to all of you. Please continue to like, share, rate, and subscribe, and keep putting your people on. That's how the community grows. The guys and I are gonna get together. We got some really cool shit in the works. Just as a thank you, but also as an effort to go, no, we scaling, we committed, and we really want to see this shit blossom for real. But thank you everybody for getting us to 500 subscribers on YouTube, for real.
That's all.
That's all, man. With that being said, it's another episode of the Meet the Break podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
Love.
Yes.